definitely leave all those thoughts down in the comments below. Moving on to our movie of the week here, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. Jet, what'd you think?
I have been fighting back and forth in my head between a 9 and a 10. And you're just going to have to help me decide clearly by what you say, because I have a strong feeling about what that point takeaway could be. So I don't know. I'm fighting between those two numbers right now.
I myself, I had reservations about this just because Jet had told me, I think somebody on Twitter was like, this is 90% flashbacks. And I was like, damn, well, at least we got 10% new shit, right? But I shouldn't have doubted Demon Slayer. Mugen Train was fire. And I let that comment of 90% creep into my brain. Like, damn, did they not fire? No, they fired that shit. They phenomenal. This is a 10 for me personally. Animation is on point, as we know Demon Slayer is. Not only is it on point, but they ramped it up here, and they had some insane, beautifully animated fight scenes going on. At one point in the main fight scene, the score of the organ, the Phantom, I think that's what the instrument is called, where the Phantom of the Opera is playing that shit, that big ass organ. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. That was beautiful. I could not, I was like, wow, I was mind blown by that. And then that fight scene right there, they poured everything they had into that fight scene because it looked phenomenal. Like I said last time when I watched Neza, they did some shit with animation, and to me, they still did. If you guys go watch that movie, the scale of what they were doing with the animation was insane. But Demon Slayer, what they did was almost just as impressive. Like it was insane what they did. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. Getting back to the point of flashbacks, it wasn't 90% flashbacks, but there is a lot of flashbacks. Now, to me, when you say flashback, in my head, that means shit we've already seen. They're retelling. That's to me what I think of when I think of flashback. Now, there are flashbacks in this, but the flashbacks that they're telling us are backstory between Hashira, or backstory between one of the upper moons, or just backstory on other characters in the movie. It's new knowledge. It's not retold. So I didn't mind that at all because it's all new information to me. I'm gathering all this. It's new storytelling. It's new lore, and I enjoyed all of it. Yeah, the score, the animation, storytelling for me was phenomenal. Emotional as well. And that's where I'm at. I'm at a 10, and then we'll get into spoiler talk right now for those that haven't seen it. But yeah, that's where I'm at. So, anything else, Jet, before we get into spoilers?
No, that's it. It can just be there.
Okay. The first thing I'm gonna say here is let me make sure I fucking say his name right here, because yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. When we saw this fight, and this movie is long, I will say that, but by no means did I feel like it dragged. I was invested in everything. I was locked in on everything. And I guess before I get into what I actually want to talk about, this movie gave us, I want to say, the balls to kill a Hashira. And maybe to a certain extent we were expecting that, but I wasn't expecting it that fast. And I wasn't expecting it that soon. They killed the insect Hashira. And I wasn't, like I said, I was not expecting that, bro. Like, she died to Upper Moon 2. And I was like, damn, she's gone. That first Hashira gone. So that really took me by surprise. She was on a whole mission about her sister. She came to fight the demon that killed her sister. And she tried, but that's fucking Upper Moon 2, man. Like, what that's fucking insane. So I was not expecting that. I don't know if you want to speak on anything on that before we get deeper into the movie, but yeah, crazy that even happened.
Yeah, I'll speak on that since you're there, and then I'll go to my what I was fighting back and forth in my head. Yeah, them starting the movie like that was ridiculous. Yeah. Was insane. And obviously, that's not the first scene, but that's like the first major like plot thing that we get to. That fight was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Her going through all her fucking poisons, him starting to talk shit to her, and she didn't waste no fucking time on that first slash. He didn't even finish his sentence, and she said, "Yeah, fuck that," and stabbed him right in the fucking eye. I was like, "Oh my god, this shit is crazy." And yeah, their whole fight scene was dope, man. And I'm thinking like, okay, this is probably gonna end, you know, like, or this movie, because me, J Mac, we have not read the manga. We don't know how it's gonna go. But I'm just thinking like, okay, all the Hasuras are gonna have a tough battle, but they're gonna, you know, defeat the upper moons that they have to fight. Fuck no. Shinobu got worked.
Yeah, she did.
Shinobu, and that I really liked her character from watching the seasons that we have seen, and when she went down, I was like, fuck. That shit hurt. And
she wasn't like a side character like that.
Yeah,
This is time that Tanjiro and Zenitsu and all our characters have spent time with. Like, she's been on screen for a good amount of time, and for her to just get got like that, I was like, wow, that's insane.
And it's really cool. I've said this on the pod, but one of my favorite things about jumping to One Piece is whenever the world is reacting to something that happened. I really love that in anything, but One Piece does it amazing. And they did it here in such a cool way. Whenever something would happen, they had the crows that were following, you know, everyone and going all around the castle. Mm-hmm. And when Shinobu died, the crow was telling everyone, and we don't see it right away because we're at like an aerial shot of Tanjiro and Giyu running. But once we get that fucking face reveal, fucking Tanjiro is just like, he is just has the waterworks out, man. And I almost did too, boy. That shit was crazy. See, I don't know if you want to add anything to the Shinobu fight, but yeah, that was
great. Yeah.
On a long list of standouts, that was a standout for sure. So yeah, going to what I was talking about in the beginning, my thing is that, and I was telling Andrea this, and I don't know if she agrees with me because she loved the movie and I loved it too. But where I'm kind of like having like a internal conflict is that I loved all the content of this movie, but it didn't feel like a movie to me. It just felt like I watched like either a long ass Demon Slayer episode or 5 episodes of Demon Slayer back to back, and I couldn't hit pause. Like I just had to keep going. It's kind of weird. Like I don't know if you felt the runtime, even though I loved everything that I was watching, but I did feel like, okay, maybe we're gonna stop right here. Fuck no. We talked about this in the party, like that shit kept going. So that's why I don't know. Like as a movie, it just kind of has a weird feeling to me. But again, like I said, I'm conflicted because everything that I saw, all the content, the music, the animation, the fight scenes, and I saw this shit on an Dolby screen, and that fucking screen is huge. So watching Demon Slayer like that with the sound in there and the bass booming and the music playing, like it was all fucking phenomenal. But I don't know, it didn't feel like a movie. And that's 100% a choice. That's exactly what they were going for. This is ripped straight out of the manga from what I've heard. This is how it goes. This is how it's going to end. So I don't know. Just judging it as a movie, it's just kind of weird for me.
I was going to just say, is that because of the fact that the first movie was just episodes? And now that your brain knows that you saw this movie and you just took it as episodes too, so it felt like that?
But the first one felt like a movie to me.
It was a movie, and then they decided to make it this arc and split it up into episodes. That's what
gotcha.
So
I felt the runtime, but I didn't feel like it wasn't a movie. Or I could get what you're saying though. Now that you're saying that, but thinking right now back on it, I don't think I had an issue with that. Like I thought it was perfectly fine to me, but I did feel the runtime. Not to say that was a bad thing, but I could tell like, oh shit, this is kind of long. And we'll speak on it right now, but they got to a certain character, and I was like, oh, this is where they're going to end. Because I didn't know this was going to be a 3-part movie until Jet told me this, that they have a 3-movie plan for this. And I was like, okay, this is where they're going to end this first one right here. And the second one, we're going to start with this. And no, they gave us that fight. And not only did I said this to Jit, not only did they give us that fight, they went in depth into that fight and made it a whole hour. So I was like, oh shit, okay. So I definitely felt the runtime, but not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. I was aware of it, but to me, it was still good. Before I get into the final fight scene that I want to talk about, right, Zenitsu got
Brother.
aura, got the glow up of the century that we have ever seen.
A lifetime.
Like it's insane what they did to Zenitsu's character, and I was all for it. Usually when he's a badass and he's got the aura, he's asleep. You've seen it in the pictures. He's asleep. He's doing his thing. He is wide awake throughout this entire fight, and he is a fucking beast. He is a fucking animal. Like, he took out an Upper Moon that I think, I don't know if they were directly brothers, but it was close. Like, they were like brothers. I don't think they were directly brothers because they hated each other. But
Yeah, I don't think so.
yeah, but they were like training under his Gramps, under the Master, and things like that. And they gave us the backstory. And this is where they gave us flashbacks. They gave us a flashback of their training and this Upper Moon 6 and all of that and everything that he was going through. But Zenitsu, bro, like, before we got to that final fight scene, I was like, this animation right here as he's falling off the fucking building was incredible. One of the craziest animations I've ever seen. He pushes himself against the wall. Lightning's coming up. It's turning blue. The fucking effects are just going wild. The character's looking down. All this color is just rushing up. It's insane what they did with that animation. And then they add in this lightning dragon of this new technique that he created. And there was only supposed to be 6 breathing techniques. He created a 7th and killed the fucking Upper Moon. Like, it was insane, and that scene right there was phenomenal. I loved everything about it. I was mind blown at that point. I was like, wow, this right here was worth the price of admission for me. Like, that was insane.
J-Mac, what I tell you, like, because something in the back of my head is like, when you have characters that you're already proving are this fucking strong, like, I'm watching a fucking Hashira struggle with these Upper Moons. Like, the power of friendship kind of creeps in the back of your mind to how they're going to beat some of these characters. The way that Zenitsu, and they explain it through the backstory, comes back into play into real life. The way that Zenitsu beat that Upper Moon was genius fucking writing, bro. Mm-hmm. Zenitsu could learn first form, couldn't learn the other ones. The Upper Moon couldn't learn first form, but could learn the other ones. Then Zenitsu busts out 7th, and I was like, bro, this shit is so cold, man.
Yeah, insane.
Oh my god, it's just that whole, like, Goku Vegeta dynamic, like, I'm better than you in every way, like, how are you able to beat me type shit, and how are you able to come up with this fucking 7th form? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And even as he's fucking dying, he's like, all right, well, you're knocked out. You're going to die from this fucking height. Nope. You lost.
And that's where the power of friendship actually came in, and actually good in a positive way. Like, he did what he had to do, but friends came up and saved him so that he wouldn't fall. And he was like, damn, he died alone. Like, I think the vampire even told him it sucks to die alone, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And yeah. But even before that too, it had an emotional scene with Gramps and him committing seppuku, I think is how you say that. Mm-hmm. And just him being heartbroken about it, that he wasn't there, that he just, suffered in that. And then getting what I assume was heaven in their respective world. And getting to see his grandpa and talking to him and trying to go to him on the other side, and he's not saying anything, but at the end he's like, you are my pride and joy. I was like, oh my god. Yeah. So phenomenal scene, not only with the aura but with the emotions. I thought that was fantastic. So yeah, that was great. Okay, but then we get to the scene that I was talking about where, like, oh, okay, Akaza, the villain from Mugen Train, comes out. I'm like, all right, we're ending right here. This is insane. They give us a little, which by the way was fucking incredible. Like, they showed Tanjiro. This motherfucker, they even said it, is on the level of a Hashira now. And he was able to handle business a little bit and dodge shit and move around to where he couldn't do that before. And him and Akaza had a little back and forth. And I was like, all right, well, this is where it's going to end, right? We're done right here. We're moving on to movie 2. Nah, they just said, nope, no. you guys haven't seen what we're about to do yet. This is where it's gonna get started now. And what they proceeded to show us throughout the fight scenes and the animations talked about at the beginning was just insane. Some of the best animation I've ever seen, just like Demon Slayer does every year. I think they win the award almost every single year at Crunchyroll for best animation, and rightfully so. Fantastic. Now, what I want to say here is, of the spoilers, okay, we're in spoiler talk right here. When they defeated Akaza, I fucking cheered. I was like, "Fuck yeah, bro!" Because Rengoku is my favorite character, and it sucks that he got in Mugen Train.
Yo.
So I was like, "Hell yeah, Akaza's dead. You got my boy back. He's avenged." But then they decided to give Akaza a backstory that was so relatable to just about everybody on Earth that the things that happened to him, the things that he was going through, how could you not do what he did? Because if something happens to your family, I can see myself going down that same path that he did. I want revenge for my family and what they did. And I said, "Oh my God, Demon Slayer, I hated this motherfucker. He killed my dude. Now he's my second favorite character, bro. Like, the story behind him was insane. I teared up too when his not when his father passed, but when he got his master and his master was telling him his backstory about his wife and what she went through because of the daughter. And he made a line in the movie that was like, it's funny how life does that to us and it takes us down. It got me right there, bro. Because that's the most relatable that I think an anime, in my opinion, has been to me personally, and I just related with him on a deeper level. So, oh my God, that right there was amazing. And I was for all of it, man. The fight scene was fantastic, but to me, the backstory of Akaza and what he was going through and how he ended up actually dying, because he was a beast. He was an animal. He was, wow, incredible. Yeah, it's fantastic, bro. Like, this is where I'm at a 10. This shit just pushed it up for me, man. Like, getting a character that I did not like, and I was happy for when he got his get back, to flipping the script and making me love him was just insane. So I'll let you speak on that too. Like, crazy.
Yeah, it was insane the level ups that this movie was doing. Because when we find out that Shinobu was about to fight the demon that killed her sister, I was like, oh my fucking God, let's fucking go. This shit is crazy. And then once we get to Zenitsu's backstory and everything with his Gramps, I almost shed a tear. Like, I was on the verge. I was definitely on the fucking verge because, I had recently lost my grandfather this past Halloween, and that, like, I didn't cry, but man, I was on the verge. Like, them shits was right fucking here in the ducks or whatever the fuck. Like, that shit was crazy. I gotta lock in. Then we get to Akaza. Now, I gotta say, in the beginning of this, Tanjiro and Giyu are running, right? And everybody's just, they're trying to do what they're doing, complete their mission, trying to regroup, honestly. And we see, which this is another cool fucking thing about the movie, was the detailing of the map that they were drawing. And we're able to see, like, the highlights of whatever their fucking energy is. They have all these red dots, but the fucking upper moons are these big ass
suns,
glowing fucking circles, these fucking spheres. And Tanjiro and Giyu, we see them on the map, and he's like, oh shit, they're about to run into him. And my mind didn't go Akaza. Like, I didn't know who the fuck they were about to run into.
Yeah.
And then they get to a point where they just hear and it's this motherfucker smashing through the fucking floor. Like, his entrance was so fucking cold. So that shit was crazy. And yeah, man, I'm like you. Like, well, not necessarily at that far. Like, him killing Rengoku did suck. Like, that, I was pretty heartbroken on that. But I just want him to lose. Like, I didn't give a fuck about his character. He's obviously a cool character, but like, it's just kind of whatever. Like, they're gonna beat this guy eventually. But brother, once we get to his backstory, J-Mac, he's the best character in the show.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue that.
He is the best character in the show. He doesn't have to be your favorite because Giyu is still mine. But what they did for Akaza and how he turns into a demon, he just doesn't give a fuck no more at that point. Do with me what you want. I don't give a damn. Like, I done lost everything. I got shit back once I lost everything. I lost that shit again. Like, I don't have shit. It's whatever. Bro, the writing was insane. And I know that some people's criticism with the film that his backstory is long. And it is long. We spent a lot of time in that fucking backstory. But just like you, man, I was there for it. That, like, I'm all about storytelling. And that storytelling, like, that shit got me. That's where I shed a tear. Once he lost everybody, he said, all right, it's time for the get back. When they were describing how he was in there fucking people up, I was like, yeah, fuck them. Yep, go get it. And it just, like, Demon Slayer does this in the anime. Like, we meet a demon, fuck this demon. Then they put a backstory on him, and it's like, damn.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, fuck. Yeah.
That's tough. And the creator of Demon Slayer, he just put everything he had into Akaza's backstory because that shit was absolutely phenomenal. And that's already on top of what was an awesome an incredible fight scene between Tanjiro, Giyu, and Akaza. Like, all three of them together. Giyu did his little thing with his face, and he turned up for a little bit and went crazy. And then obviously Tanjiro, which, again, the storytelling, I fucking love when they explain that shit with him and how he came to that conclusion of what to do. Storytelling with his father and hitting and chopping off the bear's head. Like, people talk so much shit about Demon Slayer's story being basic. I don't get that shit. For the life of me, I don't understand it. Shit is impeccable, man. And yeah, that's where I'm just like, all three like acts of this movie, Shinobu, Zenitsu, Tanjiro, and Giyu, it was all phenomenal in its own separate, unique way. It was all incredible. So, honestly, talking about it, I'm out of 10. Fuck it. Man.
Yeah, this is a great movie, and I wasn't expecting that. Like, I really wasn't. How great it was. So I think Mugen Train, I don't think to me was a 10. I think that was maybe like an 8, maybe a 9. This blows that out the water for sure. Tanjiro, we didn't even speak on Tanjiro and his whole ability going into the transparent world and getting that whole ability and how they even defeated Akaza in the first place, and then Akaza kind of like when they chopped his head off and that motherfucker was going through in his head like, nah, I can't do this, I can't do that. He fucking grabbed it and pushed it back down like, nah, I'm not dying like this. And it started to reattach itself. I said, oh shit. And then Giyu came in and hit him with the fucking katana and it fell off. And then we get the whole backstory. And now he doesn't need a head. He's growing it back. It was just phenomenal. It was just fantastic. And I can't wait for movie 2, movie 3. The way movie 1 ended it ended with Muzan, but Upper Moon 1, how we don't know shit about him, and this motherfucker is, wow, he's insane. He's strong as shit in little clips that we've seen and scenes that we've seen him in. I can't wait to see what he's got going on because he's got to have a crazy backstory.
I don't know how they're gonna win.
Yeah, they're not even. They fought Akaza number 3. They didn't even fight 2 yet, 1 or Muzan, and they're done already. They're gassed out. They're done.
And like, and 1 or not 1, 2, which is the one with the fans, right? I'm not tripping. That's number 2.
That's 2.
He fucked up Shinobu. He was fucking around with her the whole time, letting her try out the poison so he can neutralize it in her face. Yep. You got any more poisons? Try them all. Fuck it.
No, it's not working no more. Try something else. Like, damn. Yeah. I don't around.
That's number 2, J-Mag. We still got to get through 1, and then they got to fight Muzan, and Muzan's over there getting strong. Like,
it's insane. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. Because they don't even got their master anymore. He's gone.
He's gone.
So, and I was imagining he's the strongest one out of all of them. but they don't got him no more. They just lost Shinobu. So unless Buddy with the fucking
Yeah,
I can't think of his
I
fucking
think it's
name.
Earth Hashira. I think is.
But yeah, unless Guillaume.
Yeah,
Guillaume. Unless he's gonna go crazy, he's got some shit,
he has to.
and they gotta jump these motherfuckers, get together and start jumping them. I don't know, but it took everything that Giyu and Tanjiro had to beat Akaza, and they didn't even. They beat him, but he was coming back.
They didn't beat him. Yeah,
he was coming back.
He decided to like, you know what, I'm ready to move on, and
I loved that.
Dude, yeah,
I had it had to sit with me a little bit, like he's giving up, but fuck no, that shit made sense.
Yeah, it did.
That shit fit his character. I got it. But yeah, like I said at some point in this review for the people watching, we have not read the manga. We don't know how this shit's gonna end. For all we know, the Hashras could all die. we don't fucking know. But yeah, this shit was amazing. This shit was a ride, and we're here for 2 more movies, apparently.
Yeah, all for it. All for it. Oh, fantastic. By the way, the movie starts with a flashback. And I think this is the only flashback that they gave us stuff that we've already seen. And it's when Guillaume is talking to the master, and he's talking about the plan and stuff like that. I think the last words that the master said is, "Don't let any more of my children die." And then we go into the Shinobu scene. I'm like, oh shit, well that's out the window already. Like, damn, what a way to just start the movie. It's so insane. Fantastic. I loved it. Let us know your thoughts on it. I don't know. I think I've been seeing some pretty like low scores on it. Me myself. I don't know. I don't. To me, I don't see it.
It's for sure like the structuring of it, how long it is. Because, like I said, the content, you can't argue with the content.
It's S tier.
But there would be some times where, like, maybe in like a dragging point of a flashback, I was like, all right, like I want to get back to Giyu and Tanjiro and them. So I'm sure for some people that might have been ramped up in their feelings, and they just they're like, all right, man, let's get back to the cool shit. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like it was all masterful storytelling, incredible animation. The score, like you talked about, the score was fucking beautiful, man.
Yeah, fantastic.
It was all incredible, and yeah, like I said, seeing Demon Slayer like this again, I saw it Dolby, that screen. I walked in that theater and I said, damn. I've been in there before, but I don't remember that shit being that big. That screen was huge, and there wasn't no, like, this is the movie right here, and then it's black bar. No, that shit filled the screen. And seeing a beautifully animated anime like Demon Slayer on that was a treat, for sure. So, gotta see the next 2 like that.
Yeah, they have to. I mean, they could only ramp it up from here, right? Like they don't see them like, all right, we got to downgrade. We wasted our budget on the first one. No, you gotta keep going. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. 10 from me, 10 from Jet. Let us know if you guys have seen it down in the comments below. What did you guys rate it? What did you think of the movie? Leave all those thoughts down in the comments.